When I visit federal prisons to talk with people who are serving lengthy sentences, I try to get them to think about what seeds can you start sowing today to build a pathway for a better life. The sooner somebody starts sowing those seeds, the better off they're going to be. And all of that, of course, really requires a person to begin thinking about the adversaries that might be working against them. And I like to, show what I'm talking about. So I was actually scouring the internet this morning, and I wanted to look up a website that I could show you to kind of illustrate what I'm talking about. So here I'm going to share my screen, and this is the website of Davis Wright Tremaine, a very prominent law firm. And the lady that we see on the headline there is Portia Moore. Now, my relationship with Portia Moore goes back many, many years, because as you can see on her website, that she is still using my name, United States of America versus Santos. So she successfully tried multiple defendants on charges of a continuing criminal enterprise. That is the case that brought me into the criminal justice system back in 1987. But I'm filming this video in 2013. So more than 35 years after the time I was in federal court, and yet still that name is out there. But I don't allow that press from those early days to define my life. In fact, throughout prison, what I did was focus on recalibrating, on finding a way to reconcile with society, and finding a pathway that would have people see me not for the way that I responded to prison, rather not for the crimes that brought me into prison, but for the way that I responded to prison. And it's what I am suggesting each of you do today. Begin thinking about how you can structure a narrative that is showing you moving forward, trying to make amends, trying to come back to being a good citizen. And the sooner you start planting those seeds, the stronger you're going to become in the weeks, months, years, and decades ahead. It doesn't mean there will not be collateral damage hanging out there that could potentially undermine your reputation. But if you're honest, and if you're truthful, and if you're focusing on success, you can build a pathway to overcome all of that. I never ask anybody to do anything I didn't do. In fact, I could share another website that will profile, that will show you an interesting piece that kind of I architected while I was in prison. This is here, Behind Bars, Ex-Dealer Explores How to Be a Player Outside a Life of Crime. And this is published in October of 2006, when I was in about my 20th year of confinement. And there I am. I don't know where I think that picture is taken at Lompoc Federal Prison Camp, but it's showing the work that I was doing in prison to prepare for success after release. Those are some of the manuscript pages that I was writing as I was building this path all the way through my journey. And the article, because it's in the business of selling, it shows the life that I had before I went to prison. But what's way more important is that it is showing the different ways that I have worked to reconcile and to make amends, to build a different bio, and to bring people into my life that would become my advocates. Like here, they're quoting this guy, Sam Torres, a federal probation officer for 24 years, before becoming a professor, has asked to meet me in prison. And he'd come to visit me in prison because he was impressed with the work that I had done. And that's what you want to be doing. If you're going into this system, you want to be building a new biography that is showing how you are focused on reconciling and on how building a business, on building a life as a law-abiding, contributing citizen. That strategy worked for me. I'm super confident it can work for anybody else. But it's a strategy that if you want to pursue, you have to start by really building your own biography. You have to start saying, okay, how am I going to change my life? And how am I going to get people to believe that I've actually changed my life? So it starts with really building your new profile, and that profile should include a new biography. A biography that helps people understand who you are and how you got there. And that's what today's journal entry is about that I'm sending to people inside of jails and prisons across America. I'm trying to teach them how do they build a biography. So let's read it. Okay. In yesterday's journal entry, I described changes to our new platform, prisonprofessorstalent.com. We invite others to use this platform as a resource. We believe it will help people working to earn higher levels of liberty as soon as possible, and we think it will influence prospects for higher levels of success upon release. Anyone may participate in the project by sending an email invite to interns@prisonprofessorstalent.com. We're always recruiting university interns to assist us with this project, as it will become an integral part of our advocacy campaigns. By profiling 10,000 people who use their time inside to prepare for success outside, we will convince influential people to change policies and laws and incentivize a pursuit of excellence. A compelling profile should begin with a biography. Those who've gone through our course, Preparing for Success After Prison, know that Frederick Douglass inspired me to think about bios at the start of my sentence. His life story shows us the power of memorializing a life story. Although born into slavery, Frederick Douglass wrote 3 biographies. He used those biographies as practical tools that would advance his life. Over time, he became one of the world's most influential advocates, leading to the abolition of slavery. Regardless of what goals a person wants to pursue after prison, each person should consider the power of the internet. People frequently scour the internet before they make decisions. Before hiring a person, employers frequently use the internet to learn what they can find out about a person's background. Before doing business, people look online to see what they can understand about a person. Before purchasing a product or service, a person may research people with whom they want to do business. And before extending credit, lenders will use the internet to learn whatever they can. People who want to prepare for success after prison should think about those challenges. Building a public record helped me immensely, and it's one of the reasons that I recommend others do the same. Although I served 26 years in prison for a greatest severity drug offense, my criminal background does not block me from opportunities. People do business with me because they can see the methodical, systemic steps I took to prepare for success after prison. Building trust begins by telling our story. When writing a biography for an online profile, consider the audience. That audience may include the following people: administrators in prison who have discretion over release dates, probation officers that may decide how much liberty to grant, employers that consider offering income opportunities, lenders who may extend capital, and anyone who wants to open a relationship. When searching online, those people will likely see government press releases. If a person takes time to write a biography, people will see how hard a person has worked to make amends and reconcile with society. A good profile will give people a different perspective, shaping new perspectives and new opportunities. As an example, people can view the biography I wrote under my profile. It shows the entire journey, with many links that anyone can easily follow. Those links show authenticity. They show the methodical steps I took to prepare for success upon release. By writing that biography, many opportunities opened, as anyone can read about in my book, Earning Freedom, Conquering a 45-Year Prison Term, or by going through our course, Preparing for Success After Prison. The stories of Frederick Douglass, Nelson Mandela, Viktor Frankl, Mahatma Gandhi, and others inspired me. They showed me how to use time in prison to prepare for a life of meaning, relevance, and dignity upon release. If participants write their biographies, they will go a long way towards showing their resilience. By showing resilience, opportunities open. Below, I offer some tips for writing a compelling biography. Introspect. Write about all you have learned by going through this experience. Show that you have developed a deeper understanding of all your previous decisions that led to where you are today. Self-awareness. Show that you have a clear understanding of your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Demonstrate that you don't make excuses, but set goals and pursue success. Resilience. Shape your narrative by focusing on the plan that you have made to overcome and triumph over a criminal background. We're all human beings, and we all fall. When we have the strength to stand up and own our past, we begin to carve a better future. Goal setting and planning. Describe what you are striving to achieve and show the systematic steps you are taking to advance your life. By showing that you know how to work through challenges and prepare for success, you open more opportunities for people to support you. Iterative. Develop your biography over time. It should become an integral part of your release plan. Use your bio to show that you are becoming more valuable over time and show your hard work on personal development. If you'd like to begin building your profile, email interns@prisonprofessorstalent.com. That's Prison Professors Charitable Corporation, 32565 Golden Lantern Street, B-1019 in Dana Point, California, 92629. And the phone number we offer, because we have to offer it, is 818-237-3460. So if you'd like me to share with you, because many of you are in prison and you can't see my profile, I'll show it to you, because you do have access to these videos. So you'd click right here, and there's the biography that you can see. It's showing how I am telling other people who I am, what I'm doing, how I did it, what my methodology is. I'm providing them with the backstory, as you can see right there. It's rather long. I'm providing them with showing how I teach and advocate. I'm talking with them about the different steps that I took to get there. There's that Seattle Times article I was profiling earlier. I'm showing them all the work that I was doing very early while I was in prison, right? And how that work led to opportunities that eventually led to legislative changes like the First Step Act. So you can read about it there at Stanford University, right? This is June the 8th, 2012. And this is from Stanford Law School they're advocating on my behalf. And they're writing about how they want me to work at Stanford Law and work to change the system. So when you have that level of advocacy working on your behalf, new opportunities open. But I couldn't have done that if I didn't document my story. So you've got to demonstrate you're authentic. You become a beacon of hope. And you can see all of these things very clearly by showing the impact you're having on the lives of others, as I'm doing here by showing Halim Flowers, a young fella who was serving a double life sentence, but he's describing how he transformed his life, becoming an inspiration to millions of people, and going on to now becoming a global influencer all around the world, despite once serving time in prison. So if advocacy was my goal, I have to show how hard did I work to make that happen. So I could show the books that I wrote, the publishers that brought them to market, the different ways that I began to work to influence different bodies that would eventually lead to changes in the law. All of this biography really is showing how is it profiled on the Department of Justice's website, right? If you look at justice.org, and you'll see this is the Department of Justice's website. And I've got a whole profile there of the work that we are doing to try and change the system. And there I am with U.S. attorneys and representatives in the Department of Justice's buildings all over the world. This is in Guam and Saipan. But really, it's right here as well. You could look inside of the Bureau of Prisons and see, advocacy today. This is on the Bureau of Prisons homepage. I'm It's showing this is what date. This is June the 20th, 2023. So just a couple of weeks ago. So all of those steps are part of this strategy, and this is what my bio is about. So I want you to be thinking about your resilience. Figure out, how are you telling your bio? What steps are you taking? This is actually another bio here where it shows a timeline that shows from the time of getting out of prison. I think it's from getting out of prison. I don't know. I just go all the way back and I keep showing all the different strategies, because that effort is what makes it possible for people to see you or see me, not for the crimes that I committed, but rather for the way that I responded to that challenging crisis. And you have to be thinking today about how the world is going to see you. And my recommendation is you start building your bio, and you don't make it a one-time bio. You make it an iterative bio. Even if you haven't yet gotten into the system, you start memorializing and documenting your strategies. That's the way to do it. At least that's what I learned. And I never ask anybody to do anything I didn't do. So if you visit our websites at prisonprofessors.com or prisonprofessorstalent.com, you will see I'm trying to teach you how to overcome the crisis that may complicate your life. And I recommend you start with a bio. My name is Michael Santos. I'm the founder of Prison Professors, and I believe in you.